I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying.
I think I kind of do. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. You're like not sure what
It's
the world's gonna
like,
think.
like you're about to share it with your significant other for the first time, and then you're like, oh shit. It's not it. It's not it.
Van Brain Jam Edition.
Jam edition. We're just
Jam brain.
Oh, it's the Jam Brains.
Fucking jam
How
brain.
you guys doing? I don't know. Have any recollection? I don't have any knowledge of how long that's been.
I don't know.
It's been
This
some
is-
amount of time.
Can't really tell from that. This is our first time doing jam brain.
Yeah.
We just coined that name.
We just wanted to do the podcast, but we didn't have time to, so we figured we'd do it in the studio. It's an idea we've kind of had floating around for a while anyway. To
Yeah.
just jam in the studio, in the room.
Yep. Most of it's not going to be great, but we're going to do it.
No, it's going to be the same thing. You guys were talking about, you just saw your mother's house for the first time, the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Your
crazy
mom's
to, yeah, that's crazy. Your mother's house.
Yeah,
Your mom's house, yeah.
Your mom's house. I'm stoned as fuck. It's 420, bro.
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
420 to you.
But yeah, let's jump just right in because then it'll feel less weird that we're
Agreed.
doing it like this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we'd seen a bunch of it, and you know Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, obviously.
Yeah.
But you've never seen it.
No, I never seen it. Yeah, I started watching Two Bears, One Cave. Well, no, I think I started watching Bert Kreischer on Netflix.
Gotcha.
And then I started watching Two Bears, One Cave. Then I went to follow Bert Kreischer on Instagram and realized he followed me,
How ridiculous is that?
Hey-oh.
which is dope as fuck.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's
then-
DAF, bro.
Yeah. And then I'm checking out your mom's house.
yeah, dude, it's funny, man.
And I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
I literally had it on while I was doing business yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, podcasts are great for that.
Yeah.
Chris watches ours at work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mandy
He's a
just got
janitor.
caught up with ours.
Yeah. Episode 9.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, Mandy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to watch this one. Thanks for watching.
Hey,
That's
Right?
true.
Thank you.
You're pretty, it's pretty
Or
good.
she might
Well-
skip Jam Brain, though.
Love of my life.
I don't know.
She might not.
Yeah?
She might not. She does it at work.
Oh,
when
cool.
she's like playing Valheim.
Wait, so is everybody is everybody going to get the full jam?
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it's going to start with us jamming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that only happened once, and that only ever happened once. Unless we make it something out of that riff, but I doubt we will.
Yeah.
I mean,
doubt we
that
will.
riff's come up, though.
Yeah.
It's come up. No, the other one. The one.
Didn't we start this jam off of Van Brain? Like,
Yes,
like Panama?
that is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Should we check that that's working?
Yeah, probably.
You want to?
Yeah.
I was thinking that. If we want, I could too. I was going to say, but. We're good?
We are Gucci.
Sweet.
Gucci man.
Audio's good. Video's good. We're solid. We're in the stew. Pretty stoked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think one of these times, we'll figure out how to do this live.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually it'll be more of like a Q&A
That'd be so cool.
jam with a Q&A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like jam talk, jam talk, jam
Yeah,
talk,
jam
jam
talk.
talk.
Yeah.
We'll call it jam talk.
But we do
Jam Talk Brain.
We do
Jam
jam,
talk brain, eh?
but we do jam like that every time we play though. That's the cool
Yeah.
thing. Like
Yeah.
you're definitely getting a
It's not like we're doing it for you guys necessarily.
Yeah.
We just always do that jam.
Yep.
The warm up jam. Sometimes
warm-up jam.
songs come from it.
Yeah.
Riffs or
Yeah.
ideas.
You got to get the juices flowing. You got to lubricate the mind.
Yeah, but also it kind of was for you guys at the same time, just so you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
It wasn't not for you.
It wasn't not.
that camera over there is you guys. Hello.
Hey, guys.
You guys
Hey, guys.
and gals and other.
Yeah, I just call everyone guys.
Yeah. Yeah, guys.
I really do.
Well, technically, guy is a neutral term.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I see a table of ladies, well, I guess without assuming to be ladies, I'll call them guys. I'll just say, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That is literally what I'll do.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing that forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, dude, guy.
Any girl.
Dude, yeah. I used to get into fights with my mom because I'd be like, "Yo, what's up, dude?" And she'd be like, "Don't call me dude." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"I'm gonna
that's funny.
anyways." Sorry.
I think about,
I
like,
call everyone dude. I'm not
yeah.
making a special exception. Not even for you, mom. Sorry.
My friend made a post. You know them. I don't know if I should say their name. Not that it matters, but they have a kid, and they started calling her brah,
Bruh.
which makes sense. That's a more popular word nowadays than dude.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
brah.
Bruh.
So they're calling their mom brah, and she's like, when is this gonna end?
Bruh is the modern dude.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh yeah.
That's a book title or something. Bruh is the modern dude.
Oh,
Bruh
yeah.
is the modern dude.
Brah of the modern dude.
Well, and it's like,
Bruh of the dude.
yeah, like bra is like some
Dude, brah.
amalgamation, like multiple steps down the road of brother, but now it's not. Now it's just bra.
I've always liked the British people say bruv.
Bruv, yeah.
BRUV.
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 They also say Ednet.
They do say in it.
Ednet.
In it.
Ednet.
Like it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me.
and-
That kind of sounds southern to me.
That's funny, isn't it? I think there's
Well,
a link
there's
that-
a super big connection between
Yeah.
Southern accent and I actually watched a YouTube video.
Yep,
not,
same.
That's not
Yeah.
by coincidence.
Nope.
No,
Get the fuck out.
the
it's-
Southern accent is a mutated over time, like 5 generations mutated English accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense now that you're saying it.
That's like this in
Yeah.
the same way you probably can see this more obvious. The Louisiana like Creole is like the Cajun is like a mutation of French.
Yeah.
I see. I'm not as familiar with the Cajun.
Well, it's like this no.
Yeah, sure.
It's very
Oh, I
Yes,
hear
it
it.
is
I hear
very
it.
that, yeah.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm really actually pretty terrible with that. I feel like pretty uncultured sometimes.
YouTube's
Especially
good for
with
that though.
geography. Like I feel like I know that if I would say ignorant shit. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
know I would because
Yeah.
it's not because
It's
just 'cause
literal
I'm not,
ignorance.
Yeah,
It's
it's literal.
literal ignorance. It's not
I'm
like-
not as educated as I could be. I just know it.
I've always taken an interest
You know
in
what's
world
weird?
history.
That's what it
the
is.
thing.
That's
I
what it
take an
is.
interest
Yeah.
in world history.
That's true.
Yeah,
There is
history in general is fucking
That's
fascinating.
in me though, but it's just there's something about like I really am not as
You went east and then you were like,
yeah. I got
I'm
stuck
here.
there, dude.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm stuck in the east, bro.
So I know I'll branch out. Hopefully when I travel more too. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, did you guys do like where you had to memorize the states in like grade school?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Kind of.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
absolutely.
Yeah, most people remember that.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
a bee in here.
He's chilling.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, in our that was the year we stopped. We didn't have to do that,
Oh.
Don't be afraid.
dude.
Unless it's a wasp, and then he can just fuck
This
off.
is where we're gonna clip this part.
This is where we find out
we gotta
somebody's
shut
a,
the garage.
We're gonna find out
door
who
the
the
rest
real
of the
men
way.
are.
yeah. I don't mind. I let a bee sting me.
I mean, I
We're
guess.
just like take one for the team because
Yeah.
they die.
Yeah. I ain't afraid of no bee.
Oh, this ain't one of those.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Dude, what if we?
This one
I
can
just
sting
had
us
an
as much
invention.
as they want.
We're gonna invent like a little sleeve, like a little patch of skin that you put on that
Attracts bees.
Attracts bees.
Yeah.
They sting it and they die right on it, and then it like goes. It's like or it like decomposes really easy. It
Yeah.
wraps in a little tissue. You can flush it even.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to kill any bees.
Yeah.
You can avoid
Bumblebees are great.
Yeah,
Bumblebees, we need them.
Bees are endangered. You know about bees, though,
Fuck
right?
wasps.
Oh
up.
yeah, but
Kill
I mean,
wasps.
don't you have a certain level? Like if a bee is in your house, like or if
yeah.
like a bee is invading, you know what I mean?
So
Like-
so your invention is for it in the home.
Yeah.
You just wear around your house all the time in case a bee comes in.
No, if one
Or you see the
if
bee.
one rolls up,
You
and
grab
you're
your
like-
bee gauntlets.
Yeah, you grab your bee gauntlets.
and then you just
Such a stupid idea, dude. One time, there was a situation when I lived in that apartment where those bees burrowed a hole into
Oh,
the.
my God,
They were in a crawl space in
Yeah.
the top, and they burrowed a hole, and they were coming in. I saw their head poking through, and I ran out and I called. And I had to take care of it myself. It cost me hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
the
dude.
apartment complex like that I lived in didn't take care of it.
What?
Yeah, dude. She was such a bitch.
that is bitchish
She was
behavior.
such a bitch.
Dude, that literally
That's their-
constitutes
yeah, that's-
as their fault.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's their jurisdiction,
It was
bro.
fucked up.
Yeah.
100%.
That's like active nature.
Yeah.
You can't fucking. I remember that now
Yeah.
that you're talking about it.
I was really mad.
So that happened to my parents once. I remember being a kid and they dug a hole into their master bedroom. And then there was just like bees flying around. We had to call an exterminator. But they owned the house, so they had to pay for it either way.
Dude, if you don't make honey, then you can fuck off. You know, as far as bees go. Like honeybees, they're doing something good. They're pollinating. Dude, I thought about that
Fair
the
enough.
other day. Can I do a side tangent?
Yeah, dude, tangy.
So I haven't tripped in a while. So the other day I did big time, and I was at one point I was looking at a flower, and just you know how flowers have that like there's like things that come out of it. It's like there
stamen.
for like bees to come and pollinate them. Like they can't pollinate themselves. They don't have like, you know, they're plants.
Yeah.
So that insects exist as the pollinator for plants.
So
like
are are they two beings or are they one?
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
That's the thing.
the ecosystem existing as one thing.
Exactly.
And that the food chain and the just sort of wisdom of like nature.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
bees.
It's like whoa.
Bees in flowers are a great example
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like organism environment.
But it's like none of that stuff really needs to exist. Like millions of planets have just rocks on them. So
Yeah,
the
no,
fact
that's
that
true.
any of that exists at all, or that the flowers, there was like 6 flowers and they all looked kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like the DNA in them is just like make this, make this, make this. It just keeps going
It's true
endlessly.
That,
It's
true
fucking
that
wild.
there's no true there's not. I mean, from one level, there's no real
Sexual selection.
Like you don't have to even like after that though, or prior to that. Like sure, you could say that life is thriving. It's just like for survival.
Yeah.
But even before that, there's technically not even a need for that.
Dude,
technically.
I thought about that. So
Yeah.
what is life? I figured it out. So you know the concept of God, or what that would be?
Sure.
That is the end game to what of evolution. Like God doesn't exist yet. Like we will become that. Like in
Interesting.
like life will evolve to becoming this like Brahman or all one God. Like, and we can catch glimpses of that because we're like evolving towards that slowly.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's my theory. I'm like, oh shit.
It makes me think of Watts though, where he's like, if you could evolve to where you were like a being, or if you were in a room where you could press a button and get anything that you want, or like, or create anything you want, eventually, after long enough time, you would press a button that says surprise.
Yeah.
And then you would end up in where you are now. You know what I mean? So in some way, God wants to forget himself.
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps it interesting.
I like that.
And that's where we are now. That's like a view. I think that might be like Hinduism. I could be wrong about that. I get some of them confused sometimes on how they frame it exactly.
Well, Hindus like to everything returns to Brahman, like the one soul, the oversoul, and then
Yeah.
your life is constantly doing circles.
They
of,
do reincarnation.
of like learning lessons, and then you can choose to stay. So there's the Bodhisattva vow. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
The Bodhisattva vow. So that's like
Where like you reach it.
You reach nirvana.
Yeah.
You like catch the glimpse of like you can do that, but you stay
To help
amongst
other
mortals
people.
to help other people.
Totally.
And that's kind of what musicians are. Well, the power is there to do that with art.
You could be a total piece of shit and be a musician though.
Yeah. That's why I had to change that.
Yeah.
The door is open
I've seen that
for
before.
artists to use art that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Art is like a good avenue for that. Yeah.
It'll do it whether you're a piece of shit or not. That's the crazy thing about art.
Yeah, that
The
is
weird-
Like
The
real
other
art
thing
will
about
just does it.
That is true. The other weird thing is that you can have those glimpses of like, of like that truth, and also not decide to help people. And you can also like you could technically, like Sam Harris talks about this a lot, like somebody he calls them like casualties of the Dharma. Then Dharma being like, I don't know.
Dharma's
exactly.
work. It's like the duty. Like you have to do the work.
Right. Yeah. But like,
Your
you're
path.
dedicating yourself to like, orienting yourself to the truth or whatever.
Yeah.
And they dedicate their lives to sitting there, and but they don't have any normal function in society.
Right.
Like they can't they're not like raising they can't raise a family. They don't have anybody outside that they really have connections with.
Yeah.
Essentially, a lot of those people are just like people that don't fit, that decide to come in and like, but they're casualties in a way because they're not like, they're not like a complete person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's where I can see like you could have it, but not have the full fucking picture, you know?
Yes.
Not be as rounded as you could be.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of like a Western interpretation of it, you know? Because
Yeah.
it's like, how does it work for us over here? It's not like we're going to sit for 30 years.
But
You
if
know what
you
I mean?
like, so that's interesting. It makes me think like if you were to say, like it's kind of the monkey's paw. Like if you were to say, I want to be a successful artist and like respected and like and have like a super meaningful life and enjoy myself, blah blah blah. Who's to say that the path to getting there isn't like fraught with horrible things to happen
Exactly.
and might take till you're 50, 60 years old. Like you didn't specify you wanted it now, you know.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's like how bad do you want it? You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
a
Or
great
whatever it
message.
is. So
Yeah.
it's like it makes you think about that. You know?
It's like, you're getting a taste for like, in a way,
You need the bad, too.
In a way that nature goes. You know what I mean? It's like there's ways that you want life to go, and then there's usually the ways things unfold.
Yes.
And like if you pay attention, in a way, like that realization you had is you recognizing a really kind of just a flow
Yeah.
of the way kind of things are a little bit out of your control, but
Yeah.
but you know, somewhat within your grasp.
For me,
It's well put.
I've always said that a good plan is one where you plan to adapt.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
the best plan. Where it's guidelines as to what to do in different
Yep.
situations, as opposed to just I do this, I do this, I do this. It was like I learned that on a vacation. We all went to Baltimore, and
Vacation.
there was a group of
That's great.
there was a group of people in the vacation group that like had this strict plan and times
Yep.
and when they were doing stuff, and the rest of us were kind of like, let's just go to Baltimore with loose plans to go to the aquarium, and but find something fun to do either
Yep.
way. And we get there, and we're like trying to have fun. We're enjoying ourselves because we kind of set ourselves up to just like enjoy whatever we do there. And they're all like pissed and fucking like storming around and bitching up a storm because they had like this plan
Yup.
and it wasn't being met.
Yep.
And it kind of
Yep.
almost soured it a little bit
Yeah.
for the rest of us
It
because it's like, hey, like roll with the punches, man.
It
like,
matters.
gosh.
It matters that you keep yourself in check.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing that a lot of people don't.
Because you can make a choice. You can either bring people into your misery or you can let people bring you out of your misery.
Exactly. Well said.
Well, not even people like
Or
like,
situations.
Like my daughter just happened yesterday. She really wanted her friend to come over, and I said, let's knock on her door. Lives on the way from school. Like, let's knock on her door. If she's home, if her mom says yes, sure. She was so
Sounds
in
like
her
an
mind.
Old school practice.
Yeah, her and her. Yeah, but Max got to do it too, and his friend was there
that's killer.
and got to come back.
That's killer.
But her friend did not because she was not home. So she was just devastated because it's not fair and her expectations. So I was explaining the same thing to her, like,
Wow.
like right now you are prolonging your suffering by not accepting that you could be doing other fun things right now. Like the thing you really wanted to do, like you had made your mind up about it, but it was always in a gamble. Like
Yep.
maybe her mom would have said no, maybe she had plans. Like, but right now you're complaining and whining and like being upset. Like you can choose to do, and she was just like, I can't. I'm like, I get it. It's like, you want a hug,
Yep.
And then eventually we got home and she was like, can I have a snack? And then, you just.
And just
Yep.
slowly
But-
they realize.
But that's something that like you see more obviously with children.
Sure.
And if you're in that sort of grounded position, then you're in a position to actually help the next generation.
Definitely.
Like that's where you talk about the wasted potential of like having
Suffer.
that wisdom
Yeah.
is that you don't pass it on.
Oh, yeah.
So being a father is a direct duty to guide and help people. So you have to kind of be a little bit aware of yourself too.
Yeah. And then the kids are teaching you at the same time. It's
Providing
synergistic
lessons.
somehow.
Yeah, providing those opportunities.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. It's crazy that's a whole nother side tangent, but
Yeah, I think we were talking about it a little bit.
No,
on the
but
last podcast too,
you were
weren't
saying
we?
about like, man, it's just crazy that some people have kids and they don't feel that fatherly duty.
It's insane.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, whoa, that's
I personally can't imagine it. You know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I would feel like you guys, where like I see that opportunity, and that to me that's interest. Not only like I'm sure the love that you feel is way beyond interesting,
Yes.
but from an outside perspective, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
Like you get to pass on what you've learned, and there's like even as a teacher, like teaching guitar, like I get to go over shit I've learned over
That's
the
helpful.
years. That's
Yeah.
helpful, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do know that.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys can do that with life.
Well, and there's actually I have like another added thing where, like, I really liked how like a lot of values my parents instilled in me.
Yep.
And I want to carry those on.
Yeah.
So I also feel
Yep.
like this other like duty of like, I want to take the stuff that I really liked about how my parents parented,
Yeah.
and I want to give that to my child.
Yeah.
He's speaking only of showing Iron Maiden live after death at every bedtime.
No, not quite that.
no, I'm just joking.
But
No, I think that I feel the same way.
I think like a lot of it is like trying to like be controlled as a person, control yourself. Don't let your emotions completely like take control of how you behave.
Yeah.
And to be like to have like integrity. I think like integrity is a really big virtue.
Yeah.
And doing the right thing when no one's looking. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Honor's a big thing with
That
me.
is the funny thing is that, and like the Buddhist teachings are a lot like this too. But they're all like super simple, almost like grade school level teachings.
Yeah.
You know,
It is.
be kind to your neighbor.
Yeah.
You know, nothing lasts forever. You know, everything's impermanent.
Yeah.
And just like the expectations thing.
Be like
all
water.
Of that, it's so simple, but it's so hard to get with.
Do you know about like Tao? Have you studied Taoism?
Yeah.
So like the whole idea of you can't explain it, like you have to know, like you know the way.
It's an experience.
It's like
something you experience.
Being like water, going with
Yep.
going with the flow.
Yep.
That's a little bit like the power of now.
Yep.
But that's all.
Eckhart Tolle,
Yeah.
great guy to look up if anybody's into this shit.
It's just funny how like it's like a pyramid. The pyramids, right? They appear. It's just appear in different cultures that are not connected. Like sometimes those teachings, the root seed, the DNA is like you find that in Christianity, and you find it
Surely.
because like my cousin's a Christian, and we were talking about just like I don't know, just like the power of feeling like familial love, and like that we were similar things that we were talking about, and that's like for him like the Christian path like highlights that in his life, and like
Absolutely.
they go to church every Sunday, and like that's helped him become a better person and like orient himself. And I just explained that like I feel 90% of that I just don't like shut myself out to. Well, not shut myself out, but I don't pigeonhole or classify.
It's that
it.
without the dogma. Oh shit.
Yeah, no dogma, exactly. I mean, it's fine because to a lot of people, that's part of their tradition that they want to pass on, and
Sure.
it's like a more of a community. It's more than just what you believe. It's like your life.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
I definitely grew up Christian.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a pretty staunch atheist.
A lot of
now.
parents don't even. A lot of parents who are Christian, who aren't Christian now, who grew up Christian like you guys, aren't Christian now, will have kids and then still have them go through Christian schooling or whatever, just because they know that it's a decent orientation.
Right.
And there's not much else outside of, like, there's nothing in like the secular community.
Correct.
Is that the correct word?
Yes.
Yeah. Secular,
To like replace it, and that is one of the arguments that is used against, like when somebody attacks religion, almost the next thing out of their mouth is like, well, what are you going to put in place of it?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I know, like, when I became an atheist, I'm still, like, so I just consider it Christian mythology. I'm still very much interested in mythology. It's always been
Yep.
an interest of my life. Like, even when I was a Christian,
Same.
I loved Greek mythology.
Super cool.
It's in
I
my
loved
writing.
the
I still write
Egyptian
about it too. Yeah.
mythology, I loved it all.
Agreed.
Any kind of mythology, honestly, I'm
Fuck
into
yeah.
it.
I mean, dude, our band name's Medusa's Disco.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And,
Disco's a myth.
but, like,
Yeah.
growing up,
The myth of
even-
disco.
even after I became an atheist, I really do still believe that, like, there is some, like, good things you can learn and lessons you can learn from the stories in the Bible.
Mhm.
Some of it's, but I mean, if you view everything as symbolic, you know, not like, hey, you can have slaves, but like that maybe there's some kind of like lesson in
Just
that.
one.
Yeah. Like I know that that's
What's
like
the saying? Like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Basically, and I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
So I'm interested then. If you're an atheist, do you believe that there's like a invisible sort of guiding like personification, not personification, but like
Closest
a
thing you
life
can say is
energy,
Tao.
like a juju. If you believe in any juju, spiritual anything?
I don't believe it, but I entertain it. So that's really kind of the thing. is
Luck,
it-
anything like that?
No, not
Destiny, fate.
Not really. I mean, like, to me, the possibility's there. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible.
So you remain agnostic to those possibilities.
And yeah, for the most part. But at the same time, I don't believe it, right? Like, I know that's not proven. That shit, at this point in time, from what I know of reality, that shit doesn't exist.
Well, there's
You know
definitely
what I mean?
forces, invisible forces working that we don't understand. I mean, we didn't understand magnetism
Wow, and-
or like, you know, like do you really like I don't think I really understand how electricity works. You know what I mean? Like if I really think about
Well,
it.
if you think about it, you don't even know.
Get dark
You
matter.
don't even understand how you move your hand or your arm.
Yeah.
Everything is actually mysterious to you.
And Chris was saying something that was pretty fascinating. That technically, how we're talking, but we're telepathically communicating because we're making each other see ideas that we have in our head, and like through the language and through the
Yeah.
interpretation, we're like brains sitting
Yeah.
in darkness, just
From some point of view,
communicating with each other.
from some point of view, we're not that far from that.
Right.
Or language isn't that far from telepathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that.
Like you can say.
Were you guys on acid when you said that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You shout
I
at
can
some,
see
but
that.
if you shout at somebody and you make them feel horrible, or you say something nice, or music or art, that's like
Yeah.
somebody is eliciting a response from you and making you feel, or
That's why
putting
art
an
is so
image in
powerful.
your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's like the
Ideas are powerful.
ideas. Yeah.
So powerful.
Oh yeah, it's
Religion is ideas. Think about that. It's just an idea, really.
Yeah.
Like that's insane.
Well, yeah, like a foundation
It's so
to
big.
build ideas of like how do we build a society, or should people be,
Yeah.
If you think about it, like thinking and and I always bring up Buddhism. You guys probably know this by now, but like thought is kind of seen as the enemy a lot of times. Although over time I realize it's not.
Nope.
It's just the identification with it mostly.
Yeah.
I know we talked about that, and like you like your ideas, like our thinking is what makes us human.
Yeah.
That's what makes us fucking human. So like, but in a way, like we've gotten lost in the language, and we lost ourselves in that.
So I always like to say that, like, the thing people, like you said, they identify with it, but they don't realize that thoughts and emotions, I'm going to throw that in,
emotions,
they're
correct.
tools.
Yeah.
Tools.
They're not you.
Yeah.
They're tools you have in your belt.
Yes.
And you need to not identify as your tools.
Mhm.
You need to identify as the thing using the tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Be the observer. Remain the observer.
Remain the observer, because if you
Exactly.
don't, you're not
Remain the observer. That's kind of a cool
–
potential.
Write that down.
Yeah.
you're not in
down.
control. You're not in control. It's like you
Yep.
are the hammer, not the person holding it.
Yeah.
And so I just, emotions and thoughts
pretty
are
good.
tools to
No,
orient yourself.
Do we have any?
Exactly.
Do we have any?
That's so profound. I couldn't say that enough.
Do we know what the time is right now?
It is
How long it's been, rather?
12:40.
Shit, I didn't even look when we
It's
started, bro.
Probably been close to 40 minutes.
Well, do we want to play a song, like one of our songs? Do we feel like
We
can do
haven't
that?
played in a minute.
We could- we
just
could-
want
we-
to end with another jam.
I'm down to just end with another
Okay, that's
jam.
fine.
I'm down to end with another jam.
He's got a riff or a beat or something.
This one's called "Remain the Observer."
Unless it sucks, and then we're gonna call something else. That.
I don't know if I have a riff. I'm trying to think here. Just anything, real quick.
That's not bad.
That was a good jam.
Yeah.
It's usually, it's okay when it's like I feel like singing over it.
Yeah.
It's like this is singable.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't there that JoJo guy, Joe Mayer, whatever, the guitarist?
John Mayer.
John Mayer, that's it.
Yeah.
He's like
JoJo Mayer.
He's like, if you don't feel like singing over it, then just stop wasting your time.
Dude, there's
That's a good call, man.
Oh yeah.
He's on
It's
point.
like, that's just gonna
There's
be.
definitely a song in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had tons of ideas flowing in my head. I like the simplicity of the riff.
Yeah.
And I was just doing the triad down at the bottom with the chords. Just a little bit of melody, you know?
It was good.
Instead of just doing the straight chords, like, you know? Guitar tip.
Yeah, because especially when
Yeah, I mean, all I'm playing is D and F, but I'm just playing the bottom three. So it's the triads. I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about it, but I guess it's because I like music. That's right. That's been my new favorite thing. We never used to do that in the 4-piece, where it's kind of like a funky jam thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
you just go down and do like the picky thing.
yeah.
And like whatever, like when we're jamming something, we lock up on it. Yeah, you guys are better at it than me. No, dude, it's so fun. I love that, especially with your style because it's a little busier.
Yeah, it allows more opportunities to like
Yeah,
variate the rhythm.
exactly. So are we good on the thing then?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool, man.
Can we? Let's take it out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Jam brain.
Jam brain.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, jam brain. Jam brain. Jam brain. Jam brain.
Hey, no, yeah.
Wow,
See, they say-
I really don't know how to play that.
Oh yeah, me neither.
We nailed it.
We
Dave.
nailed the real jam. So see you next time.
I remember that.
See you next time on the Reading Rainbow.
See you next time.